bro, but the boss is just doing too much. So he had Kirito running back.
This fight,
he had
I'm
to
not
stay
gonna
clean.
lie.
So he flips into the slide backwards.
It's
now, Kirito's talking about some, should I use it? Do I have to? Like, bro, look, I'm going to change hand mid-fight. That was
Relentless.
clean. That was clean. I'm not sorry. There's no way I was losing that duel. And Heathcliff's like, man, shit, you right. I was trying to keep this shit hidden to the 100th floor, but whatever. And then he just pulls out his mods and starts paralyzing everybody.
Fair,
like,
though,
this is that BO2 Xbox 360 hacked lobby type shit. Like, Heathcliff isn't even trying.
To be fair, welcome back to my channel, guys. As always, you're the best. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I hope everyone's having a blessed day. As always, you're in the best place for reaction reviews and analytical analysis and breakdowns. So another video for you guys today. And today's video is Kirito, the Hood Verified Swordsman. For me, I feel like so many of us, especially if we've grown up from anime from in the 2010s, will have watched SAO. And for me, it is one of the most overhated shows in the last 20 years, that and Fairy Tail. Because despite it with its flaws, it was true maverick in the game, and really the reason what put isekai on the map. The whole idea of game mechanics, the whole idea of leveling up, the whole idea of like you die in a game, you die in real life. These are all themes that that SEO brought into the scene. And still to this day, I feel like it's still showing how much it's impacted on as a genre, with the whole isekai really kind of the main landscape in terms of the seasonal shows. You can't go without a single anime season without at least one isekai with the kind of character with a video game concept isekai. You just can't get away with it, and that's all from SEO. But let's get straight into the video to see what this video has in store for us.
You get garbage isekai every season. No, seriously, there are like 5 good ones total. We have to go back to the original pioneer of this game, Sword Art Online. And this video, I'm going to specifically be going over my glorious Black Swordsman. No, not this fake chain already been snatched. I'm talking about the original OP MC, Kirito. Now, there are a lot of mixed opinions on SAO, but I'll tell you this for free. While they're actually in the game Sword Art Online, this show is peak, so cut the small talk. Let's go. So I'm going to skim through all the boring shit, because at the end of the day, we're focused on Kazuto Run This Fate Kirigaya, aka Kirito. So there's this new VR console called Nerve Gear, and a new game everyone will be hopping on called Sword Art Online. One thing led to another, which made it so nobody could actually leave the game once they put the Nerve Gear on, and yada yada yada. Now they have to clear the game in order to actually be able to take it off. By the way, if you die in game, you just fucking die in real life. Wait, am I reading that shit right? Yo, who let this shit release? Ref, do something. And the people of this game, after hearing this, spit into whoever wanted to live inside as regular schmegular dudes, and the heroes who...
To me, I'm not gonna lie, this might be glazing, but top 3 first episodes of all of anime is this and Attack on Titan, when it talks about introduction of characters, world building, brief world building, and the premise just thrown straight at you. Builds up the suspense, the anxiety, the desperation of the situation. It was done masterfully, and that's something that it can never be taken away from SAO for me.
Wanted to clear the game. But shit, if I decided to be a hero, I would not let that shit fly. I'd be taxing them niggas relentlessly. Because fuck you mean I could die at a moment's notice and you're just here snuggled up next to a fine big titty demi-human NPC? Like, no, I ain't gonna stand for that shit. Now our MC here is in his edgy era, because there's some sort of segregation going on against people who were beta testers, which Kirito was. They're saying that's their fault that people died already and that they're withholding information, even though they literally created the guidebook for these guys. Niggas stay ungrateful, man. But this wannabe leader rallies up some of the people with balls to clear the first floor boss, and they're forming parties by loner MC.
Who's a good leader, to be fair?
They got no motion. He ends up partying with his own solo woman. Then the day of the raid comes.
Good leader.
Blue-haired fake leader whose name I forgot after literally seeing it like 40 seconds ago. You know what? I don't even care enough to check again. That nigga's a bum. Anyway, he's sitting there calling all the shots like, whose man is this? Nigga putting in no work too. He's just pretending like he's doing something. And they're taking on the boss now. And you know Kirito's party is cooking up. Everyone gets the boss weakest out, and this fraud just demands that nobody else steps in and he will kill himself. Nigga is not slick. I know he's trying to get some extra credit, but the info he has on the floor boss from beta testers was outdated. So he gets caught slipping and now gets dropped by the boss. I know this is meant to be emotional, but nah, nobody is genuinely just a moron. Like, have you never heard the phrase, don't be a hero? That role is not for people like me and you. Yes, me and you. Shit, if I was there, I'd be with them NPC Tutianas getting hot spring massages all day. But he's all like, help everyone out, it's my final wish. Like, no nigga, I don't know you. But of course, Kirito's an anime protagonist. Him and that fine shit asking are cooking up, but the boss hits that counter. Fortunately, the rest of the fodder helps stall the boss. Actually, let me retract that. Nick Fury over here is the fodder equal. Kirito recovers and him and Asuna go for the death back. He parries and Asuna follows up right after. They got 100 chemistry. Then Kirito delivers the final blow after this clean attack. Now after saving the bum, this guy starts going off about how Kirito knew the boss's abilities and didn't say anything. Like, really bro, are we serious? It's not his fault that this bum ran into his own death. But Kirito thinks he coldest and starts laughing to himself before saying, beta tester. those niggas are bums. I reach a level even further than that. Don't compare me to them. Then these guys start talking
He
like
really
it's
pulled
2012
an
on.
If he
Aizen
wanted
moment.
you out of there, he'll go do it himself on feet by himself.
Calling him a beta tester cheater. Now Kirito going around calling himself a beater. Like, dog, this shit is not cold. Who was he feeling like? But he puts on his long black trench coat. Bro been doing this shit way before Sung Jin Woo and walks off by himself on some aura farming shit. He also despises
It really
his
is
party
the
last night just
OG
before.
Sun Jin
So
Woo.
Kirito's a solo player, but he ends up helping his group of scrubs that allow him to join their guild. He's lying about being some.
Yeah, just to touch on that, I feel like he really did pull out his own like little Aizen moment, but it's clear that he was trying to put all the hatred on himself. Very similar to like how Lelouch did it as well in the end, because he felt like the actual beta testers were kind of being wrongly persecuted or blamed for everything that was going wrong with them, when even then, ultimately they're in the same position as everyone else, like scared in a new world, new setting, trying to survive, separate from their family, their loved ones. Everyone's in the same game. It's just like they have slightly more knowledge on the first couple levels than everyone else. So it was Kirito trying to take the heroic action. And in terms of the choreography, I just want to mention that, yeah, Kirito and Asuna going bound for bound, sword strike for sword strike was excellent work. A1 Pictures, who's the studio for this and Solo Level, been doing bits from day one. Shout out to them real quick.
Level 20 bum, but he's actually level 40. Now they decide that they're going on a little mission and they enter a dungeon together. But before this, the girl's actually setting up hella
It's
death
very weird
flags, talking
though.
about
This
some,
one
what are we
plot
gonna
hole
do?
here is
We're
like,
you know, after the fuck, shut
if you're
the
the
fuck
same
up, bro.
party,
Like,
you
gang, you
should be able
cannot
to
be
see
doing this
everyone's
shit in
level,
anime.
I'm
So they enter
pretty
one of the
sure.
dungeon rooms and see a treasure chest, and this dumbass really runs over all jolly thinking shit is sweet. Even when Kirito's shouting, no, don't do it. I wonder if he still thought shit was sweet when the skeletons start mining it like lapis lazuli. But yeah, these sorry ass niggas are getting squad wiped. Only Kirito's holding his own. And the Sachi girl holds his final blow, and it skips like 6 months later, and now Kirito's on his extra edgy arc exclusively on solo missions. He hears a rumor there's a boss that revives people from the dead. He off-screens it, but finds out only like works within 10 seconds, so he can't use it on Sachi. He returns to his room and receives a message from Sachi, who's meant to be dead. And yeah, that's true. He had it pre-recorded to send on Christmas, assuming that she'd be dead by then. I'm not gonna lie, this shit was sad. She was a real one. She told him not to.
Just to touch on that, it was kind of like a fool's errand at the end of the day, because based on the premise of how the nerve gear works, as soon as like you officially hit 0, it will like shut off straight away and like electrocute the person kind of thing. It would make no sense for them. Makes no sense for it to be able to revive someone who's been dead for, well, essentially 6 months. But I suppose hope is hope at the end of the day. And if you don't have hope, what do you really have at the end? Food for thought.
Blame himself and sung a little song for him. If you've ever watched this scene, I wouldn't blame you for tearing up a little, I ain't gonna lie. Shit, even Kirito did. But the reason I explained all this was to display the birth of who we call the Black Swordsman. Fast forward a little bit and this weirdo dude Kirito is scaring all the hoes away. Asuna is hiding behind Kirito despite literally 15 frames ago, he was touching all up on her boobs. Yes, it was a misunderstanding. But this is a prime case of flirting versus harassment. You cannot be chopped in this life. The whole issue is that Kirito, who's meant to be her escort as part of her guild, is doing too much and is waiting outside her house watching her and shit. Nice guys always finish last, man. He's just trying to be helpful. He's trying to go back to the headquarters, but Kirito's like, nah, fuck all that. I'm her knight for today. Beta scum? I'll totally wash you in a fade. And Kirito's like, shit, let's run it then, twin. So then they start the duel and Kirito straight violates him. He shatters his sword, then Kirito tries to spin back with Asuna's telling him, nah, he's going outside. There's no way I lost. He had to have been cheating. There's just no way I lost some dirty beta. Dog, chill. They throwing around that word like it's an actual slur. Then Asuna's like, Kirito gang, you sorry bro, get the fuck on my face. So now they can finally go out for what they originally planned to, which was to explore the dungeon. But the little date is cut short by Klein and his crew, who's on some cock block and shit. He's selling the ISO, and after some idle chit chat, this other group pulls up and starts demanding that Kirito runs his pockets and they need a map he made. Kirito's like, whatever gang, I was gonna share the shit anyway, and gives it to them. And they're trying to go fight the boss. Kirito thinks this might be the case and he follows after them. And yo, they are letting out some devilish screams. That boss is beating the brakes off them. Kirito's group is deliberating if they should rush in there and help, but they low-key don't have any reason to. Then this father gets banged across the floor looking like he's about to get up and say, that wasn't nothing. But no, old buddy literally just died. Asuna couldn't accept the shit that she just saw, so she runs in like a dumbass. And that was no fire Black Swordsman. He just has to go and save the day. Like, oh my god, do something for us, bro. Damn. Asuna lands some strikes, but that shit does no damage. Then the boss just hits his gnarly 2-piece combo. Holy shit, a side of fries, and she would have never walked again. Kirito swoops in with his new drip and deflects the attack before sneaking the boss from behind, but again, minimal damage. They going blow for blow, but the boss is just doing too much. So he had Kirito running back. You know, he had to stay clean, so he flips into the slide backwards. Now, Kirito's talking about some, should I use it? Do I have to? Like, bro, look around you. Asuna just got baked by this thing. The father is literally about to die and Klein is sorry. What are we waiting for? So Kirito finally decides to lock in and tells Asuna and Klein to buy him 10 seconds while he cooks. And my boy backs up the diamond sword, hits the boss and then proceeds to stunt with this mean ass pose. He cross blocks the next attack and starts with this hard ass move, Starburst Stream. Now, if a nigga like Mineta
I have to just say though, the foreshadowing caught me off guard. Granted, I was an early anime watch at that point, because obviously he has that whole challenge side episode where he goes and actually collects that sword, and we're thinking like, is this just like a second sword, like a backup, only for it to be used here? In terms of foreshadowing, I feel like SAO doesn't get its praise for that, so I just want to mention it here. And in terms of the Starburst stream attack, amazing. I would even argue to say, in terms of sword skill portrayal in anime, it's definitely a top 10. It's very hard for me to think of actual sword skills what are on a par of what Kirito produced here. But let me know, what are your best sword moments in terms of sword skill used in all of anime? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
This, I would have called him free, but this is Kirito we're talking about, so you know that shit was tough. And oh, nah, oh, buddy is moving. We're getting combos on combos. He's moving like those dudes who are doing tutorials, but not slowing down for us to learn. Like, gang, we cannot see what you're doing. Kirito's getting hit at the same time as combo though, but that shit did not matter to him because he's gonna change hand mid-fight. That was
Relentless.
clean. That was clean. He lands the final blow and defeats the floor boss basically on his own. And look how he hits his
SAO
toes after the
walked,
dub. He's trying to get an Instagram
so it
flick.
shows
Shit probably
like
catch him. I had
Shangri-La
to boss up, so I put ice on both my
and
wrists.
saw leveling come
Yo, is that
around.
shit not insanely hard? Someone sign me. So Asuna wants to party up with Kirito now, and that means she'll have to leave her guild, the Knights of Blood Oath. And the leader, Heathcliff, calls the two of them in. He's like, no, you cannot take Asuna, she's too bad. I mean, she's our second in command. But you only let her leave on the condition that Kirito beats him in a duel. And you know Kirito's never
Anything
ducked
for
the
the
fate, so he's like,
hers.
yeah, let's run it. Fast forward to the next day and the seats are sold out and shit, everyone's trying to watch. Let's stop the small talk and get to the boxing. And old buddy's one of those shield guys. I knew he was corny, but Kirito's still pressing him. Heathcliff ain't all defending though. He cracks Kirito in the guts and knocks the spit out this man. They exchanging though, and Kirito's just getting faster, and he finally catches Heathcliff. That combo of his is infinite. He just dash resets and starts going in again. This time he's really about to connect on Heathcliff. But shit, SAO is a game at the end of the day. That shit glitches and Heathcliff ends up winning. Niggas really be cheating in this shit. So Kirito now has to become a knight, and he swaps his color palette, but hey, he still look clean in this, I ain't gonna lie. So since Kirito's in the guild now, he sees Kirito again, and Kirito apologizes to squash the beef. They have to do some training together, and when they're resting together, they stop for a bit of food and water. But I ain't gonna lie, this shit was a setup. Kirito poisoned the water and paralyzed Kirito and the instructor. And hey, Kirito is really a sicko because he has no mercy killing the instructor. Like, damn, what did he even do? Peep this guy's face too. What the fuck is this? Now Kirito is moving on to Kirito, and he's playing with his food. He's laughing in his face, talking about some, what's happened, bitch ass nigga? You were talking all that shit. And Kirito just has to take it. And just as he's about to die, Asuna steps in, rocks Kirito's shit, and heals Kirito. But Kirito's still paralyzed, so she's gonna have to do the boxing. I'm not gonna lie, she's working Kirito. And bro falling, stumbling, and on all fours, begging for his life. But Asuna's kind and she's not really trying to kill him. And on the other end of that stick, Kirito is slimy as hell. So he sneaks.
Real talk, Asuna in terms of like female characters is definitely one of the best also. And this comes in a generation where you have like people like Sakura who are notoriously as trash characters, and the whole female characters as a whole, like mangakas didn't know really how to write them. But Asuna really stands out as an OG of one of the best written in terms of them actually contributing so much to the story. Not just being a damsel in distress, but also being combat ready and able to support in the action, but also be able to support in that emotional sense. She's a very top tier female character, and I have to give her ratings for that as well. Because at the end of the day, it's very easy to relegate these characters once they are with the main character, just be a damsel in distress, save her, and it gives him another reason to live kind of thing, that kind of trope. But here, it's a mutual position where they both equally support each other at both the emotional side and the physical side, which makes them pretty much one of the best anime couples. But that's just my thoughts. How would you guys say, in terms of anime couples, how would you rate Asuna and Kirito?
And just as he's about to deliver the finishing blow, Kirito stops away his hand, losing it in the process. But he gets that shit back in blood and kills Kirito, no questions asked. That's my dog. And right after too, he's gonna turn on and kiss ass like, damn, you got it, bro. We know you're tough. Then he basically proposes then and there and ends it off with, I want to stay with you tonight. He clean. And this next part not even really relevant to the story, but they go back home, and after dinner, Asuna just starts undressing. She was ready to take that twin blade, but the whole time it was just a misunderstanding. Kirito just wanted to sleep in the same room. This nigga really be pulling too easily. I skipped over like 3 other girls he had feeding for him. Do not get this shit confused. The next couple episodes, they meet this girl called Yuki, who's actually like a code in the game and isn't an actual person. They adopt her.
Make me want to read.
She ends up returning to the game's code or some shit. It's actually sad. It's a good part of the series. I just don't really care about it right now because it doesn't fit my agenda. I'm just trying to show Kirito steez. So now we're at the climax. Basically, like every hunter's putting up on the raid in the 85th floor or something, and when they arrive, they're faced with this big ass centipede skeleton. Normally, I'd make a joke saying this looks like something, but nah, I don't even got nothing. What the fuck is this? And this is not a joke. This shit is really out here blinding niggas. Look, Asuna trying to catch the bodies flying across the screen, but these shits are just disappearing with the wind. I'm crying. So as the father's getting worked, Heathcliff steps in and blocks the attack, while Kirito stops the attack of the other claw with Asuna backing him up. All the crew steps in now to help against the boss, while Heathcliff keeps it occupied, so they finally defeat it. And so now the whole squad is counting up the deaths, and Kirito's feeling some type of way. He keeps thinking about that time he ran the ones against Heathcliff, and it was low-key getting tight. He can't stand the loss. He gets up and tries to sneak him, but it doesn't work. Above his head, there's a reading that says immortal object, and this is where we see Heathcliff's true colors. Kirito's like, I knew this bitch ass nigga was actually the creator of this game. I know I'm not sorry. There's no way I was losing that duel. And Heathcliff's like, man, shit, you right. I was trying to keep this shit hidden to the 100th floor, but whatever. And then he just pulls out his mods and starts paralyzing everybody.
Fair,
like,
though,
this is that BO2 Xbox 360 hacked lobby type shit. Now, Heathcliff isn't even
trying. To be fair, though, was that really the wisest of moves? Because, yes, naturally, you don't know he was just going to leave in the end of the day, but now you effectively lost the strongest player who's on your side helping you get to the top. Maybe it was better to keep it secret and hidden, and then confirm, because now hypothetically, saying Kirito didn't fight him here, he'll be backing them every step of the way. And in terms of boss fights, now you've lost a powerful piece because you didn't know when to enact on information. It's just part of the information warfare. Not every battle is won by direct encounters. Sometimes you have to use manipulation and strategy and coercion even in order to get the best outcome. And Kirito could have played this a little bit better, but that's just me.
Rage baby, he's talking crazy. It's just in his genes. He's like, I fuck nigga, meet me under the wait. Is that the right voice? No, he's like, I fuck. How did I voice this? Fuck, new voice. I fuck nigga, meet me on the top floor or whatever. We can run this fade right now if you'd like. I'll even turn off my cheats. And you know, Kirito's never ducked that smoke before, so he steps up, but not before saying his goodbyes. Hey, Ego man, you was a real nigga, man. You were the best of the bums. Klein, you sorry, but you were kinda chill. And he don't even say nothing to Asuna. That's how you know he got motion. He only asked that in case he loses. Heathcliff shouldn't let Asuna kill herself for a while. I don't know what type of game this is, but hey, I'll take some notes. I've never knocked on the man's grind. Except Mineta. Fuck that nigga. And so, the squabbling commences. They charge at each other. Kirito gets blocked, but the boss Loki gave bro a shape up. He cutting it close, no pun intended. And just like the last time, they're moving. Kirito realizes his combos aren't gonna land because this guy literally programmed them. So he's gonna have to go beyond. But I'm not sure what you guys thought this was. He's going up against the god of this game. He's good. His sword snaps in half, and Heathcliff has his counter lined up. It's over. Except Asuna jumps in. Now, can someone tell me why they be doing this bullshit? Was she just banking on the power friendship moments? Because he's just gonna slump Kirito right after. I never understood why anime characters always be doing dumb shits. But shit, you guessed it. This shakes Kirito's whole world.
It's true though.
But she real-life burst into some cold down. R.I.P. Asuna was a real one, and Kirito has lost his will. He's just throwing some weak shit, and Heathcliff just feels bad now. So he stabs old buddy in the chest, getting it. Or so we thought. This nigga just glitched himself back into the game and stabs Heathcliff in the chest as well. Now with that, SAO is cleared. Now we have Kirito standing on the sky, but he hears a familiar voice. His beloved NPC
It'd been nice if
Titiana.
there was a little bit better writing
But
there,
you know
but
how it goes. They share a heartfelt moment. They kiss.
original.
Kayaba, who's actually Heathcliff, is there too, and they're asking why on earth did you do all this, and he says he forgot. You forgot. Now I'm getting mad too, and I wasn't even in that bitch. Let's kill him again. But yeah, nigga says congrats and just turns to dust, leaving Asuna and Kirito. Together they liberated the whole world of SAO. They found a reason to live amidst the chaos and drew strength from one another. Their bond was true. And in their final moments, they shared their real names before Kirito was brought to tears as he failed to keep his promise to send Asuna back too. And in each other's arms, they both die. Then Kirito opens his eyes in the real world. Yeah, you thought because I was getting all serious, then niggas actually died? Hell no, this is a shonen isekai for crying out loud. But this is the end of the SAO part of Sword Art Online, and to be honest, the next half is kind of a shit show until season 2, which picks it up again. If you want me to cover Alpha and Gun Gale or even Alicization in the future, make sure to like and subscribe so I know what you guys want. Also comment down below what side you'd pick if you're an SAO. One of the floor players, or are you a bitch who just settles down? Anyway, hey, it's been Narratives, peace out.
Very good. Like I said, this is making me want to rewatch. Making me want to rewatch SAO, like,
New Red Eye.
because it is a very good show at the end of the day, especially the first Aincrad arc. I always say is this: if they just did the whole season, just give us 24 episodes of like maybe not level by level, but steadily progression throughout the entire season, this would stand still and hold its position as one of the best arcs in all of anime. The premise is there, the world building is there, the characters are there, the fighting mechanism is there, the animation choreography, it's all there, the leveling system is there. There's just so much to explore in a world like Aincrad. They just really missed the mark, but yeah. SEO still has a special place in my heart. Like I said, it will always have one of the best first episodes, and Kirito still holds it down as one of the most influential characters and one of the most influential genres, what's really shaped the whole anime medium. But I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Where would you rank Kirito's sword skills? How would you compare Kirito and Asuna's relationship against other anime characters? And do you hate, and is SEO really as bad? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. But until next time, thank you. Ciao.